Taurus, Taurus, the first of the three earth signs. Earth, earth, earth. Let me start this October reading for you, Taurus, with these sounds. Ready? All right, now I've got this rhodochrosite for you that I'll be using. Beautiful, warm rhodochrosite. And you are testing the waters of spirituality. I think I even mentioned this in our last latest readings. And I'm not a believer, I hear many of you say. I'm not a believer. And you don't find yourself in any form of creed. And the word itself, creed, comes from the Latin, it means to believe. It is a school of thought. Now, in this, of course, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to all of you. Of course not. Or yes, it does. This is a general reading, but the messages come to me for a reason, and they are for someone. There are many of you who have been, have grown up in a family where the thoughts, let's take the Bible Belt, the commonly thought of as Bible Belt in the United States, in a certain religious context that made you think in certain ways. Many of you have grown up in different contexts, from different ethnic backgrounds. But you, no matter what your extraction is, Taurus, I see that you're wanting to find your own. It's as if, you're rolling up your sleeves and you're getting to work, and you want to make it with all of your might, that expression. You want to make it with all of your might, all of your strength. You are doing everything on your own terms. Now, once there was, I remember in college, I was in the United States, and a fellow student of mine, we were talking about religion, and we were talking about spirituality, and we were talking about a God, and I was saying to him, but I was trying to get away from this Roman Catholic ideology, which it is for me. And he says, well, look, you think, go back in time, go back in time. And this is what I'm telling you, Taurus, go back in time and try to find the origin of everything that you see, everything that you can imagine. Then you tell me what happened, and of course he was trying to tell me there's a higher power, there's some kind of divine beginning. Okay, now this is what I'm seeing that you are asking yourself. Well, I understand this bottle came from this, the oranges came from this, and this came from this, but what about the life itself, the mystery of life itself? All of a sudden, there are no children, and all of a sudden a child is born. It's just a mystery of something that comes up and develops. Now this developmental process, Taurus, is something that you see in terms of building blocks, actual building blocks. You see that if I take, just like a mason, I will put this and this together, and then another one, this on top, and it will make a pyramid, and I can see that, I can touch that. And isn't it wonderful that I can make things, that I can produce things? There are man-made things. And that's what you are focusing on. But then there are all those other things, the air. Where does that air come from? And of course, we've studied chemistry, biology, everything. And we can ask ourselves, well, why do the leaves turn green in the fall? And why does this? And so there are all questions that we ask ourselves. But then, excuse me, you say to yourself, but if I'm going this way, if I'm going in a linear fashion, moving in a linear fashion, And time for us in the Western world is linear from left to right. If I'm going there, then what happens to me? What happens to me down the line? What happens to me right down there? Where are you in relation to everything else? And why I'm saying this to you, Taurus, is that especially even those of you who are not 15 or not 25 or not 35 or 45, who are older, 55, 65, 75, there is this, middle age that seems to expand. And then when is it that you get old? When actually do you get old? And Taurus, you're sort of frozen in time in your mind. And even the pain that you may feel when you get out of bed, even if you have a lower back pain, it sort of, for you, can be brushed off, you're impervious to anything, any kind of message that comes your way that seems to be knocking on your door. Look, Taurus, it's me. This is a sign. I'm trying to contact you. Guides are trying to contact you. You are impervious to any kind of message that is coming your way. Having said that, this month in October, you are the most generous, the giving, loving, open heart. You're the first one to pay for everybody's drink. You are the first one to, come on, let's, it's my treat. You are very, very generous, as you generally are, Taurus. Generous and loving, and so warm, so warm. Now, why is this month, October, different? What is it about October that's different from, say, August or July or May, last May? You've gone through the change, as the whole world has gone through the change. And luckily for most of you Taurus out there, again, this is a general reading, but what I'm seeing is most of you have had a sense of stability. A certain amount of stability. You had income that was steady. Many of you were basic care workers in the front line, always on the job, okay? This month, though, you're in sort of what you feel is like the twilight zone. I'm neither here nor there. I'm not in that moment of complete chaos and complete, this dystopian society of lockdown, masks, all of that. Now I'm in a place where I can see through a peephole. I'm looking, and I know that something's coming up, and I know that's what I call the future, Taurus. You're thinking to yourself, but it's as if now you're not making plans because of something that has stopped you. Either it's because, I don't know, your companion may have lost their job, or there is illness in the home and you have to care for them. Care for people. You are no longer going to build that house on a plot of land because, or you're not going to change jobs because I can't move out, and things have happened, stuff happens, life happens, and now you are sort of with yourself in a place where you're not looking out to make plans, and you're thinking, I'm aware of what is happening now, and this is what brings you brings you to think differently this month. This month, in the time that we have, in the time that you Taurus have, you are taking it one step at a time. And that's bringing you to a place of reckoning. There's a reckoning. There's a spiritual reckoning. There's questioning. There's thoughts, well, this happened and there must have been a reason for that. Well, if that happened, this must have led. There must have been some causality, cause and reaction, you know. There is this reckoning, and it's of a spiritual level, even if you tend to see it in a practical level. Now I'm going to take this this oracle card deck, very huge oracle card deck, 88 cards here, which is the Lemurian Star Child Oracle, and it's huge, very brick-like, and I've shuffled this off camera, and I'm going to show you and read it to you. It's emergence, emergence. Emergence, it reads, celebrate, sensuality, joy, right to enjoy, truly living. Now, when I just went on a talk about entering into the spiritual domain, we talk about celebration, emerging. The soul is emerging, Taurus, your soul is emerging. You embody the sensual. You are the sensual. It's elevating you to joy. It's telling you, joy, celebrate, and the right to enjoy and truly living. This is a message for you, Taurus, that will open your eyes on the opportunity that the month of October is offering you, because it's the opportunity of going right through the notion of spirituality that you still can't wrap your head around and see it in the form of sensuality, joy, celebration, and what is mundane that brings you joy, which is spiritual. I'm going to go now to the runes and pull a few. As I speak in the background, I can hear my steel drum that is echoing, you know. So I have to try to find, every now and then I'll put my hand on it. Okay. We have beautiful. What did I say? Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now we have here Lagos or Lagos. It is Merkstave. When it's Merkstave, what it tells you is that this is a roller coaster, an emotional roller coaster ride, the month of October. In hidden moments, tucked away, really hidden from everyone else, the tears are going to fall. Man or woman, the tears are going to fall because you're coming into contact with your soul more than ever before. And why I say that is because with Lagos Merkstave came the rune of Manat's bright state. Now Manats is a couple. Manats are two people facing each other, as you can see. And it is humankind, it's interdependence, it's a sharing, it's learning through exchanging, and this is you coming face to face with your soul. It's very profound, it's very deep, it's very enlightening. And what's very extraordinary for you in this month of October is that the mundane and the spiritual become intertwined and form something that is uniquely yours, uniquely distinct to your thoughts and your mode of living. That becomes your spiritual. It's lovely. Now we have this tarot deck, which is the tarot of the Celtic fairies, that I'll mix a little. I've mixed this offline already, and I'll start pulling a few, and then we'll take a look at these few cards and see how they fit in with the reading and weave through the story of your month. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We've got the sun. We've got the sun. We've got the sun. And this is what we want Taurus, in a reading like this to come right through. This is exactly mid-month. The sun really comes up. It's illuminating. It is there to illuminate you. Then, all right, now, also, I have to say that the sun represents fire signs, and there are fire signs in your life this month of October that have planted seeds in your mind, who have made you start thinking about that spiritual path of yours. And a path it is. We've got here the Fool card. And the Fool card are air signs. Air signs, you may be paired up with an air sign. In your life, air signs are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the truth. It's the divine truth in this case. It is a gorgeous set of tarot cards, a gorgeous set, because it tells you, look, Taurus, it is a month where you're going to be traveling and asking yourselves questions, but the answers are coming right to you, and it will draw you up. There are those of you, Taurus friends, that have been subject to negative attacks, negative energy in all different forms, caused by fear, insecurity, that couldn't have been avoided because it came from your mood and it attached to you. This is coming out because you're raising your gaze this month. It's really an interesting process for me to see, Taurus friends. I'm going to now take the Vera Sibilla, and the Vera Sibilla is a card, oracle cards that sort of fill in the gaps and let us understand different things to the reading that haven't emerged from other cards or tools that we've been using. So I'll take 3. All right, now these 3 are very interesting because here we go. I just talked about fear, about anxiety, and those feelings that can attract negative energy. Well, we have here Amalato is the ill one, or sadness. Okay. And then the second card is La Donna Maritata, is the mother, the very important woman, the protector. And this may be a parent figure for you. And she may be one of those fire signs or Aquarius or air signs that may influence your thinking patterns this October and may have planted the seeds for you. And then there is Speranza, Our Lady Hope. I don't want to say you're going, all of you men out there, because the Catholic religion only uses males and altar boys. Like, I could never be an altar boy, and that didn't fly with me. I couldn't, so that I stopped going to church because of that. I knew that there was something wrong there. I'm not saying that you're all going to become altar boys or all going to become nuns. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that there is a notion there. That there's more. There's more, and even those of you who are spiritually inclined have a tendency to call into question your beliefs and the beliefs of others, because certain things happen to you in the real world, in the pragmatic world, in the third dimensional heaviness of the real world, that you can't explain. You can't put the dots together. And this month is really helping you bring together those two things and understanding, well, there is this thing that is called karma. Of course, if I go and shoot somebody on the street, of course they're going to lock me up, and you can say that that's karma, but it's part of the law, so I can't see any kind of spiritual relevance here. And you start to ask these kinds of questions. Now, what's very telling is this card of illness and sadness. And it's telling you, Taurus, that feelings such as shame, feeling shameful for something, decisions that you made and you don't, you're not very proud of them. Shame, feeling fear more than anything, feeling fear, anger, anxiety. Those are really, really magnets for negativity because they take on from the dark world. They leech onto those emotions that we have, and you know it yourself because it's like a domino effect and things start going wrong. This is an important message. Be careful about those sensations. Now, this protector and the hope, the protector especially, the protector is a person who you need to speak to. Remember, I told you that could be the fire sign or the air sign, someone who may have started the ball rolling in terms of thinking, making you think of what invocations are, what are prayers. Just funny, my sister and I, when we started learning prayers when we were young, and we just listened to all the prayers, and I could remember specific. There was, let your perpetual light shine upon you, amen. We would joke about it, and it would let perpetual light shine upon us, amen. But this was all, you know, when you're small and you go into, and you're inculcated these things, and you go into church, you see it from a different light. When you're an adult, as you are, you may have not espoused any form of indoctrination before. Now, the idea of invocations, prayers, or any kind of word you want to use is starting to take root in you. And you're starting to think that I need communication with the divine. I need communication with my guides. I need guidance. And I can't rely on this person, an aunt, a mother, an older sister. It's a female. I can't rely on them. They're probably trying to see their own path through all of the muck in this third dimensional world. And they just are a role model, and they gave you planted some key words. Take those, put it in your pocket, put them in your pocket, and start on your own path and start to understand things the way you can understand them. It's different for every single person, Taurus. This is a month where you, here too, I'm hearing, you know, the book, writing down things, getting a diary, starting to write down your ideas, your thoughts, and what are the things that happen in your life, Taurus, that are always, never fail to sadden you, to anger you, to make you change your mood. Write them down and try to link them to something that happens in your daily world. Another thing is trying to, and then write down the key words. I'm listening. Have those key words ready and create your own form of invocations. Internet is full of invocations. Create your own. Every time you need to ask something, you ask, may I have that? May I have something? May you help me? And then you needs to be in your mind, give them some form, give it some form. Spirituality doesn't have form. The scriptures show us angels with certain characteristics and wings, and so it's very personal, Taurus, for you. It's very sensitive. The tears will fall, as I have said. It's emotional and it's lovely. I hope that this reading was of help to you, Taurus. Let me leave you with these wonderful sounds. Namaste. Like, share, and subscribe my videos. I'd appreciate that. Until we read together again. Bye-bye, Taurus. Have a great month.